Let's see how this goes. Hello, y'all. What's up? Hopefully this angle looks good. I don't have underwear on, so you can't be seeing below the waist, if you know what I'm saying. Back in my living room doing another episode of If I Had a Solo Podcast, this is what I would talk about. And we're back. I feel like I literally did this in like January or February. I was just watching it because it's 9:48 and I've been sitting here for the last 2 hours. Like, do I film that again? It's literally been in the back of my mind since I filmed the last one, obviously, because like I'm trying to make that a series, but not really doing a good job of making it a series. So this is my second attempt here to do If I Had a Solo Pod, this is what I would talk about. Inspired by the iconic Alicia Marie. I said that before, and we're gonna get into it. So I had to watch the last one. I'm feeling very Keke Palmer energy. I just saw her. She was at Capitol Pride, and let me tell you, girl ate. She slayed the house down boots. The gaggies. You know what the gag is? The gag is that she didn't even wave to me, okay? She went past me, video evidence here, and she just was on her phone in the parade. And I was at the start of the parade, so I was like, Keke, girl, you can't be kicking off the parade now sitting on your phone. And I'm gonna call her out for it. I want her to grow. I want her to do better. I want her to apologize. Like, she needs to learn that that was an offensive experience. Like, I am literally one of your biggest fans. And especially out of the people there, I'm like, yeah, everyone likes you, Keke. Everyone loves you, Keke. But like, girl, I love you. Okay? And I didn't know a lot of the songs you sang. I was confused about that. And so are my friends who are with me because they all know that I actually listen to your music. I know your discography. And I didn't really know some of these songs. I was like, oh, okay. Like, you're not going to name like the ones that I could, like, I'm literally naming songs off the top of my head. Like, you didn't play anything from Tendencies of a Virgo, part one. You did it for part two, I think, on Gorgeous. And I was like, oh my God, like, where's Assets? Where's Hooked? Where's Jealous? Where's Snack? Where's Thick? Where's Comfort? Where, like, there was just. There's a lot, and it's fine. I'm not here to shit on Keke Palmer. Okay, that's not one of the topics that I want to talk about today. I wanted to start by sort of recapping what I talked about last time in, like 100 words or less, because that should have had to go. But anyway, I talked about my financial statement or like my financial planning situation statement. The fuck. And let's just say that it's gotten a little bit better. I had this whole spreadsheet thing that I was doing, and I was gonna, really track, like I was tracking my macros or some bullshit. Yeah, that didn't happen very long. I think I maybe did it for like a month and a half, like maybe towards the middle of February. Then I was like, yeah, see, things I don't need to do, this. I don't need to do this. I do not need to do this. Okay. Like, I am a grown man. I need to just not spend as much, like, get it together, keep it real, keep it moving in the honor of her late great hit, Keke Palmer. Okay. And so I was like, whatever, that's fine. I'm not doing that. That's just like so extra of me. But let's say the bank account has been hurting a little bit in some recent times. It was Mother's Day about a month ago by the time that you're probably watching this. So all the moms came out to DC. If you didn't watch that vlog, you better go fucking watch it. We literally had so much fun. Oh my God, you guys. But like, I was really out here doing up for my mama, obviously, because she gave me life. But let's just say Chase knew. They were very well aware that I was out here spending money. And that's fine by me. And so then it was just that. And then Bus Club, another club with the weekends with the besties. We were going to the rave. We really got into that. Go listen to the podcast episode about that we just dropped. Then this last weekend, Tessa and Bryn were here, which actually I did very well Pride Weekend. Let's say Pride Weekend was very much sponsored by everyone except for me. So I love that for me because I was getting things for free. And that's like, honestly, in honor of Pride Month, thank you. Like, that's the best. That's the least that you could do for me. Okay. It is hard out here. Anyway, that's sort of the recap since the last time, at least in terms of money goals. I just wanted to brush right through that because honestly, when I was watching myself back, I was like, dang, shut up. Like, you are boring me. Like, ugh, if I can't watch myself, who can I expect to watch me? If I can't cheer for myself, who can I expect to cheer for me? Like, these are questions that we need to ask ourselves every single day when we wake up and get out of bed. And I'm asking myself right now at 9:52 before I go to bed. So take with that what you will. But anyway, I've been talking a lot. Where's my water? Obviously, Taylor Swift Cup, Real One Snow. Oh, yeah, that's good. I feel like I do that frequently. Like, I just feel like I talk so much and to so many different people and on so many different platforms. And I forget what I talk about. I'm like, oh, who did I say that to? And when did I say that? And what was the context? And why did I say that? Remind me. Anyone else? No? Okay. But the other big thing that I want to talk about was sort of like my goals around. I like shared my phone screen and we went over sort of like what my goals were. So I thought like we should do a check in with my goals and sort of like how I can hold myself accountable going into the summer because it is going to be I'm a hot girl runner this summer, run girl summer. It's also content creation summer. It's also get your bag summer. It's like literally you do you boo summer. That's what it is. At the end of the day, whatever it is that you want to do, I want you to do it. Do it 110%. Give it your all. Bethany Frankel has been making these like TikToks recently, not the ones about Chanel. But about just like grinding at this point in your life and in your 20s and in your 30s so that when you're 40, 50, 60, like you can live whatever life that you want. And I see my mom doing that. And like that is like totally to Bethany Frankel's point, totally like to how I see my mom living her life. Like that is how I want to be. Like, yes, I could travel now and yes, I could do these, but it's like, those places are always going to be there. And like I want to travel when I don't have when I don't have to like take off work, when I don't have to like worry about my kids or things that I'm have to come back to, like very much when I'm in a place where I am very much in charge of everything in my life. I have disposable income. I can buy whatever I want. I can go on every timeline I want. You know, I don't have to like finagle and finesse to get things like cheap or paid for or inexpensive and worry about PTO and whatever. And like, no, I don't have time for that. Like, I want to work. I want to work really hard. And I want to build myself a future where I can literally I can retire early. I can do it. I mean, not that that's not going to happen in this economy, but you get what I'm saying. Where like later in life, I can live however I want to live and just do whatever I want to do on my own timeline and answer to myself. Like, that is life goal. And I think with that, I'm going to end this. Thank you so much for coming and listening. I hope you enjoyed. You can comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on. I'm just kidding. But that's sort of like how I'm like picturing to live my life. Like, I was having a little bit of an identity crisis, which was like the topic that I want to talk about. Like the last couple months, I feel like now I'm like getting over it and I'm figuring out like what it is that I actually want to change or like edit or work on personally. But or even just like in my life. When I say personally, I don't mean like me as like my characteristics or my hobbies. I mean me as like the lifestyle that I live. Like I was having an identity crisis. You know, I was like, okay, do I need to get a new job? Like, how do do I need I need a new stimulus, a new, like something, I needed something new. Like I was not feeling satisfied. I was like, do I need to move? I really have been contemplating moving. I still am. And I would love to move. I love my unit, like to the moon and back. It has been so amazing to me. I'll be totally happy to stay. That's like totally fine with me. But I do want to find something better. And I want to like look and keep my options open and just, you know, put those feelers out into the world and see sort of what comes back to me. Which tonight, literally, my rental company just put up another unit that's 2 doors down from where I live right now. But it's up a level. It's not on the first floor. It looks like it's a little bit sunnier. It's kind of the same vibe. Like I feel like older building, you know, unit amenities. I think it said that there was in unit washer and dryer. So like something like that. I mean, I would be open to. Is it dumb to move literally 2 doors down? Yes. But is it also kind of genius? Yes. So I'm going to tell myself that. Be a little bit of a hypocrite because I would probably judge someone who told me they were moving 2 doors down. But now I'm like, I get it. I get it. Like, there's just a little bit better. And so, anyway, that was where like my identity crisis was stemming from. It was like, do I need a new job? Like, what do I do with most of my time? That's how I sort of like think about things is like, I spend most of my time working. Okay. Do I need a new job? Like, do I need something new there? Like, you know, 8 hours of your day is dealt with working. So hopefully you enjoy those hours. And if you don't like your job, I highly encourage you to find a new one because you know, people say that you don't live to work or you work to live or whatever that quote is, but like I love my job. Yes, there's times where I don't want to go to work. Obviously, that's human. You know, sometimes you just have stuff that you don't want to do, clients you don't want to work with, assignments that you don't want to tackle, but it's like 90% of the time, 99% of the time, I'm happy. I love it and I like what I do, whatever. And so I was like, okay, maybe that's not it. Like I thought that you know, whatever. And now I'm kind of like, no, I don't think that's my issue. Like, I think I need to like lean into that more and just sort of like continue to figure out what I like, what I don't like and learn and grow from that. So I was like, okay, check, move on. Thing two, I'm like, do I want to move? And like I just said to my previous point, like, yes, I'm open to it. I'm casually looking. My lease doesn't end until August. So I have like a little bit of time, not a ton, but we're making it work. What just made a noise? What's going on down there? So there's that. Also, every time I go and sit into record, I get so hot. Like, oh my God. I was not hot until like right now. And this happens when we record the podcast with Bridget. I get so warm and like sweaty. I'm like, ew, what is that? Anyway, um, yeah, so moving, whatever. Okay, that's the next thing. What else? Identity crisis. What else is it that I'm looking at? Even moving, it was like, do I want to move home? I mean, I always tease that, and I'm like constantly say that to everyone. And I'm so sorry if you're anxiously waiting for me to move back to Wisconsin. And it's not gonna happen, but I definitely did tease y'all. Okay, I will say that. So it was like, do I want to move my city? Do I just move my apartment? And I was like, I think I just want to move apartments and like find something a little bit more to like my liking, or I just need more natural light. Anyway, I'm going off on a rangent a rangent. I meant to say a rant and a tangent. That's not what I wanted to say. So other parts of my identity crisis. Okay, friends, friend group, like socially, was there something that I felt like I was missing there? Was there like a activity that I wanted to join, a recreational thing? Did I want to socialize more? Did I want to go out to like drinks and happy hours and these work events and networkers more? Did I want to go less? Like, what was that sort of looking like? And that's definitely not something that's on my radar. Like, love my friends. I feel totally socially satisfied. And I just am surrounded by good people and good things and all that shebang. So I was like, okay, that's definitely not it. Dating. Next. We're actually not allowed to cover that topic. I'm working on an NDA with me, myself, and I, where I'm just not going to talk about that. No, I'm just kidding. It's non-existent, and I feel like that's something I would like to be existent, like a little bit. Like, who doesn't want a little summer fling, a little summer loving? Like, we've all seen the movie Grease. When's my turn? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It is what it is. It comes when it comes. And I feel like I was having these conversations this weekend actually with some people at different events and stuff. And I feel like, anyone, it's not just me. It's any of us we could get into a relationship if you wanted to. You could find someone who wanted to date you, who was a little bit more, I don't want to use who would say they were more desperate than you or whatever, but like we all could find someone who would want to date us. It's just a matter as if we want to date them. And I stand by that. I feel like that is such a true statement. I feel like there's always someone who would be interested to be in a relationship with you in some capacity. Doesn't mean it's the best relationship ever. But like that's sort of how I view it, of like I could get myself into a relationship if I wanted to. It doesn't mean I like this person. Doesn't mean I love this person. Doesn't mean I even want to spend time with this person. But like, yeah, sure, okay, I could say that I'm dating someone, but like, doesn't mean it's good or it's fun. Like, I feel like I've heard this through the grapevine too, of just like a friend who recently broke up with her boyfriend who she didn't even really like, and it's like, okay, so why are we dating them? Like, I feel like we all hear that. We all know someone who is like that. We all know someone who's in a relationship who's kind of just like merp about it and like whatever, and it's like, well, I don't want that. Like, I don't want to be responsible for someone or like feel that like the things that I do could hurt someone if I don't really love them or like them. Not that whatever. You get what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of like my thoughts on that. And I feel like that's extremely like valuable, or not valuable, like real. What's the word I'm looking for? Like realistic, I'm not here like to daydream or to like make something up or whatever. But like, that's just like the truth. Like, that's just how it is. So deal with it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say about how that is, but that's just sort of how I'm viewing it, of like, I could if I wanted to. We all could if we wanted to. We could all do a lot of things. We could all go a lot of places and a lot of spaces. But if I don't want to actually do that, if it's not going to give me the most joy, if it's not going to be, what my 110% effort is, why would I do that? Like, I'm not like, just to do it. Girl, no. Like, I don't need to be like everybody else, okay? I'm unique. Como se dice, individual. So those are my thoughts on that. Last first date I went on, RIP. Would love to go on another one, but we will see. Shoo, put me in a rap game. I feel like I'm literally all over the place, and like I'm probably gonna hate this at the end of it, but you know what? What can you do? I don't make a timeline. I don't make a script for myself. I just am winging it off the belt, because if I had a solo podcast, that's probably what I would do. Okay. I'm not here for outlines. I'm not here for schedules and talking points. Like, just give me the mic. Okay. Don't play. Do not play with me. But let's talk about sort of my summer goals, because I did talk about that in the last one, and I wanted to sort of recap that. And I understand that it's been like half of a year. So I definitely need to do these a little bit more frequently, and maybe think of like topics, but it's like, I don't really have that. Like, I said what I said. Like, I can say it in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. I showed what my background is, which basically my background is, I don't know if you can see that. I'll pop it up on the screen here, but just, things. I made this collage 2 years ago, and it just for 2023, I'm using it for 2024. It just inspires me and I like it. And I feel like I've definitely been going in the right direction. You know, I haven't been crushing anything per se, but I'm definitely building a foundation to like get to where I want to be in terms of like what this represents to me. So it's just like Megan, obviously, love. Okay, her new album is coming this year. She's on tour right now. Like, I manifested that for her. I'm not seeing her, unfortunately. I didn't get tickets just because none of the shows worked out with my schedule, which is really disheartening. But I'm like, I'm just taking that as a sign of like the universe wants me to meet her in better terms. So I'm gonna wait. Like, it's gonna be better. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be something a little bit more intimate and groovy and cool. And like, it's gonna like totally just align for me. So I'll wait. I'll be patient, you know, that's fine with me. Got the toast on here, obviously just like working on the podcast rebrand, which we did do, and I feel good about that. We're doing bi-weekly schedule or like recordings just because we're pretty busy in this summer. And by we, I mean mostly Bridget, which I guess I could do solo episodes, but like it's fine. No, I don't really care, you know. Would love to see that grow and expand, but you know, I get it. We're starting from the ground up media TM, you know, if you know, you know. So we'll see where that goes, but just pulling inspiration from the toast and other podcasts that I love, you know, killing it. So we love to see that. And then don't wait for opportunity, create it. I feel like that's just like general good life slogan, which slowly doing, you know, and I feel like just my whole like influencer thing and like trying to grow my social media platforms. I started a new TikTok that I'm like so glad that I did. I don't have a ton of followers on there, but I just feel like it's I'm teaching it, you know, like to get me onto the For You pages that I want to be on, where the other one I was like fighting so hard and it really wasn't getting me anywhere. And so I just like feel so much better about all the content that I put out on there and like I stand behind it confidently. So love that for me. With Instagram too, I feel like that's been, you know, working out very positively and been getting noticed in these streets a couple of times. My mom was here, we got noticed. I got noticed like 2 weekends ago with my friends, and it's just like slowly happening, and that's been really cool and like cute and fun to see. I'm like, oh, like I'm actually reaching people who like don't already follow me or who like don't already know me. Like you're total strangers who like I did just show up on your social media timeline. Like that's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like who knew that actually worked that way? So that's cool. I started sharing more about like things to do in DC, and I didn't want to do that for the longest time for some reason. I just wanted to like I wanted my page to be about me and like the things that I do, the places that I go, the people that I see, and I just didn't want to like get labeled as like a DC influencer, but like I feel like I should. Like I want to take stride in that actually and kind of like I am. Like at the end of the day, like I live in that city. I'm very involved in the things that the city does. I know a lot of stuff that happens. Like I have the pulse, so it's like why would I ignore that? Like I feel kind of dumb like looking back on it, but it's like whatever. And I was watching some of my old vlogs, honestly, like even on Instagram, and I'm like, wow, like it is crazy to see like the growth that I've even made personally and like finding how I like things to look and how I like to edit and stuff like that. So I just am like feeling good about that, you know, like I feel like I'm finding my rhythm really. And it feels good. And I feel like it's working, you know, I'm like stuff's getting noticed. I'm getting followers. It's reaching more accounts. So it's all good things. I definitely need to be more like post more. I feel like I get so much anxiety, and I feel like I said that in the last one, like the fear of failure and like if something flops or doesn't do well or whatever, which I just need to like get over it and like it's fine, you know, I can always delete something later, so whatever, and just figuring out what works for the people who follow me and sort of like what are my interests and my hobbies. So I've got some stuff coming down the pipeline. Oh, oops, hurt my neck. Um, so yeah, I'll have to just like, you know, actively share that and be smart and strategic and all those things and just make sure that I'm, you know, putting out a good piece of content versus just like putting something out. So, but yeah, I feel like I feel pretty good about that. Like I feel like I'm finding my stride and like I know how I would do something or like what I would do, but I'm excited to see how like where this goes and the journey that it takes me on per se. I know what else I wanted to talk about. I'm like I feel like this 20 minutes already from my memory, but I feel like I went a little bit all over the place. Hopefully that wasn't too hard to track. I'll definitely put the timestamps in because Lord knows we've got to. Maybe I need like a specific topic to talk about. So definitely leave a comment down below and let me know what that topic should be. I'm curious because I don't really know like what that would look like. Layla's bachelorette trip is coming up, so super excited about that. Obviously, we'll be vlogging. Obviously, doing days in my life, of course. So that should be pretty cool, pretty chill. And then it's gonna be the 4th of July. We're gonna have content all around that. We're going to Bridget's Lake House. That'll be super fun. So it's like coming, people. Okay. But so hopefully I can use all these opportunities, and just, post stuff out on the internet for random people to watch and enjoy from the comfort of their couches. In the meantime, I'm gonna say hasta la pasta, and I'll see you later. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok at Blake Biggie. I'll put them up on the screen here. Comment down below, like I said, something that you want to see me talk about, maybe a video idea. Honestly, comment down below anything except for you could even comment a hate comment. I don't really give a fuck because that means engagement. So let it rip. Hopefully you enjoyed installment 2 of If I Started a Podcast, following up to the first one. And we will see each other shortly. Bye.